Dad, can you start coming home right now?
Oh, Mary?
But you're on a business trip right now, aren't you? There's no way you can come all the way home now.
I'm sorry for taking so long to get back to you. If you have a lot to talk about, you can go ahead and start telling me it all now, since I'm about to get on the train anyway. By the way, what happened to you being at school? You shouldn't have the day off or anything like that today, right?
I have a fever and decided to come home early.
Wait, did you catch a cold or something?
Probably, yeah.
I see. You go get into bed then and warm yourself up and take some water into your room with you so you stay hydrated. There should be some medication in the pantry you can take if you start to feel even worse and cough more, all right?
But, Dad, I can't get into the house right now.
Huh? Did you forget to take the house key with you to school today?
I guess so. I went and changed my bag yesterday to a brand new one, and when I was moving all of my things over into it, I must have forgotten the house key.
Wait, but Mom should still be there at the house today, right? She told me she didn't have any plans to leave the house for today.
I heard that from her as well, but it doesn't look like she's home right now. I rang the doorbell over and over again, but she never came, as well as banged on the door some. And the man next door just came out and told me that about an hour ago, Mom left the house and hadn't come back yet.
What is she doing right now? And right now you have a fever, right? Do you think you can make it over to Grandpa's house just down the road? I heard that Grandma took the day off her part-time job as well, so she'll be home to take care of you. Let me call and ask them if it's fine for you to go there.
I should be able to make it out to their house soon.
Have a safe trip and be careful, please. I'm going to talk with my company and see if I can start heading home today to meet with you tonight.
Sounds good.
weren't home, we both had to learn that you've been having an affair. And that day you were out with another man who wasn't her dad. I think to a high school girl like Mary, learning something like that about her own mom is one of the most, if not the most, shocking things ever. So it makes sense why she hates you so much now.
But, I think that at least meeting once to talk all of this over.
That's not enough to get me to tell you my new address where we're living. Also, I have one other thing to tell you that's pretty important. Mary's changing schools.
She's changing schools? She's going to have to leave her current high school and go somewhere else?
That's what she wanted. How could she go to a school every day with a classmate whose dad has been going out with her mom behind her dad's back? It's too much for her to handle now, and with her having to apply for college in a couple years, she can't waste her time worrying about you anymore. So after thinking things through for a little bit, she decided to change schools. I wanted to do anything for her, and that's why I made sure to get us a house closer to where her new school will be.
No way!
I'm also transferring jobs.
Huh?
I had plans for something like this before, all right? I wanted to talk with you about it, but then I learned you were most likely having an affair and decided to keep all of this to myself. Then, soon after that, I learned that you were indeed going out with another man behind my back. I thought about how having to continue living in a house like that would ruin my daughter's and my own mental health, and chose to sell it.
What the hell? Where the hell am I supposed to go then?
How about you go back to your parents' house?
What?
I already made sure to send all of your things there. Also, the lawyer will be paying your parents' house a visit soon, so...
A lawyer?
There are a lot of things we have to decide on in the divorce, so I decided it would be best to have a lawyer involved in all of this. And, of course, your secret man is going to be involved in all of this as well.
Why do you keep carrying on with this conversation if you do something like that to me?
There's no reason to be worried about what everyone else is going to think about you now. Both your parents and that man's wife are well aware of what you've both been up to.
No way.
I'm just going to let you know right now, you don't have any allies in this.
No, doing all of that without me.
Remember, it was you who asked for all of this by having that affair, so could you at least cut it out with trying to blame others for your responsibilities?
No, at least not a divorce.
If you have anything to say about it, please go have a word with my lawyer. I don't want to talk with you anymore. Mary would like to start making a new environment here with me that is much happier than the one you've created, so stay out of the way of that, please. and then shifted again. My ex-wife had been so certain that her future lay with the man she had chosen over me, yet fate had other plans for her. I can't help but feel a sense of poetic justice in how things unfolded. The fact that her affair partner decided to return to his wife, abandoning her plans for remarriage, must have been a crushing blow to her. In that moment, she probably realized the gravity of her choices and the consequences of her actions. When she turned to me seeking reconciliation, I was already past the point of no return. The betrayal and hurt she had caused couldn't simply be undone with a request for forgiveness. I had spent countless sleepless nights agonizing over the situation, but by the time she asked to come back, I had made peace with the idea of moving on. Refusing her was my way of reclaiming my dignity and asserting that I deserved better than being her second choice. Her visit to my parents' old house still makes me laugh when I think about it. The fact that she went there expecting to find them, only to discover that a completely different family was living there, must have been quite a shock. I had clearly told her we had moved, but it's clear she wasn't paying attention, or maybe she was too caught up in her own world to remember. Either way, the scene she caused when she realized her mistake was both embarrassing and unnecessary. Her parents, who had always been somewhat strict, understandably didn't take kindly to her behavior. From what I gather, they were deeply disappointed in her choices. With the divorce settled, they arranged for her to be sent to a workplace far away where she could no longer easily meddle in my life or cause more disruptions. The fact that she's now under close watch means she's finally had to confront the reality of her situation. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
full-time contract at the parent company. How about that? All right, enough chit-chat, nerd boy. Get your ass over here right now. It's time for your training. Oh yeah, and from now on, you will always greet me by lowering your head and saying the following. Sir Biff, your excellence, please do me the kindness of gracing me, the big pea-brain moron, with your infinite wisdom. Hey, Jack, what the heck do you think you're playing at? You've been slacking off for a whole hour now. That's not all. That's not all. I can see you're not reading my messages. There's no tick on them, nerd boy. You've got some nerve to ignore your direct supervisor like this. After I kindly offer to train you up, no less. If you carry on with this insolent attitude of yours, I'll have no choice but to hunt you down and show you what happens to any pitiful fool who dares to defy me. That noise you made was awesome. I can still hear it in my head. I stealthily crept up from behind as you idly chatted in the hallway like the useless slacker that you are, and slapped your butt cheek with a ruler as hard as I could. Yeah, that worked so well, I think I might have to use it again. As your official supervisor, this is just what I needed to keep your ass in line. Which means, Jackie, 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 Jackie boy. It's time to drop your cocky attitude, you filthy, disgusting temp worker. If you don't hurry up and get to your desk, I'll come and slap that ass of yours again, you disobedient little peon. Want to get spanked with a ruler again? Or is the butt going too easy on you? I know. How about I hit you over the head with it instead? Or should I go for the back? Crack! I bet I could get a nice shot on your back. The sound would be like music to my ears. Whoop. Biff, you've only been at this company for a month, right? So what? I'm still a million times more important than filthy temp scum like you. It's time you learned your place, worm boy. Good grief. You should at least know the name and face of the CEO of your parent company. Huh? Jack. Jack? What the heck is going on here? Hello, Biff. Why would a temp worker be the CEO? Not just that, but the CEO of our parent company. Yep, that's right. I'm the CEO of Viro Holdings, parent company of Viro Trading. How could a pathetic temp worker like you ever become the CEO of anything? You have no professional achievements to speak of, and no one respects you. You seem to be making lots of assumptions and misunderstandings here, Biff. But like I tried to tell you before, there was a reason I went into temp work instead of finding a proper full-time job at a company like the rest of you guys back when we graduated college. A reason? But he didn't want me to go into a green in it, so he told me to get a year or two's worth of temp agency experience so I'd know what the professional world was like before I took on the title of CEO. I did as I was told and spent 2 years working as a temp at various companies. After that, I started working at my dad's company and learned a bunch of stuff from the other employees. I finally got appointed as CEO a year ago. What? You didn't tell me anything about this back in college. Why would I tell you in the first place? Besides, I already learned the hard way that you should never tell people more than they need to know about this kind of thing, because it only ends up coming back to bite you in the ass. I figured I was better off keeping it quiet. Anyway, it's the kind of thing you go around telling people about, is it? What the hell? But if you had told me you were CEO, I never would have done it. My left butt cheek is all red and swollen because of your little stunt with a ruler. Whether I was a CEO or a temp employee is irrelevant. You do not go around slapping people's butt cheeks with rulers. That's unforgivable behavior in any workplace. Surely even you understand that. Not only that, But who do you think you are, taking it upon yourself to be my supervisor and task yourself with the role of disciplining me? You can't seriously think the company would entrust such an important role to the newbie on his trial period who's barely been at the company a month? Who exactly do you think you are? Well, it's common knowledge that temp workers are pretty much like subordinates to workers with proper contracts. That's why I took the initiative with training you up. I'm pretty sure there's nothing like that written in the company rules. Besides, you do know there are some very talented temp workers who make more than regular employees. What? Wow, you didn't know that either. No, Anyway, you'll find out how we'll be dealing with you when your manager contacts you over the coming days. So for now, you're to do as you were told at the office and take a long, hard think about your behavior at home. Hey, Jack! Why the hell am I getting fired? This constitutes an unfair dismissal. What do you want me to do about it? You're the CEO of our parent company. Surely there's something you could do to help your friend out of this mess? I heard you got into viral trading through personal connections, isn't that right? Huh? So the head of the HR department at Viral Holdings is your cousin, huh? I guess that explains why you thought you could get away with being so arrogant and domineering towards me and the other employees. What's wrong with using available manpower? You guys needed a number cruncher and I needed a job. There's nothing necessarily wrong with getting hired through personal connections, but only if it means bringing quality personnel into the company. In that case, I'm all in favor of it. Then why question it? That said, this might sound strange coming from the man himself, but you've been at the company a whole month and you still don't know the name or face of the CEO of your parent company. Due to your fatal lack of knowledge, when you saw me doing an inspection tour of the building, you assumed I was a new temp being trained up based on absolutely no evidence whatsoever. Then you came up from behind and slapped me with a ruler. And that's not all. I received a report from Sarah from admin that you hang around her department for hours at a time, making inappropriate sexual remarks and inviting her out on dates. Hey, my love life is my own private business, so stay out of it. Sarah is engaged. But you knew that, didn't you? You kept harassing her even though she refused you firmly time and time again and made it very clear she was in a relationship. You pestered her relentlessly, trying to use the fact you were the cousin of Viral Holdings' HR manager as a way to impress her by trying to seem like some kind of hotshot. What's wrong with using the cards in my deck? Would you get mad at a poker player for using his ace? The fact that you think having relatives at a company gives you license to act like a selfish, creepy weirdo is messed up to begin with. To frame this more in line with your own way of thinking, you're the worst card in our deck and we have zero use for you. God, but why? Want to know who Sarah's husband is? It's me. What? What? Are you serious? The reason I went to Viral Trading HQ for an inspection in the first place was because Sarah told me she was being sexually harassed by some weird new guy. When I asked her more about it, it became pretty clear to me the individual in question was you. It was clear to me at this point allowing HR to hire through personal connections had turned out to be an absolute disaster. Being a jerk to me over messages is one thing, but I had to draw the line at sexually harassing my employees, which is why I arranged to come and check on you under the pretext of a facilities inspection and made my way down to company HQ in person. What? And when I did, not only did you not realize I was the CEO of the parent company, but you mistook me for a temp and somehow felt that gave you full license to come over and physically assault me from behind with a long, hard object. What? What kind of CEO are you? Who pulls crap like this? You can't do surprise inspections on your employees. That's not fair. What a dick move. The only reason it was a surprise to you is because you still didn't have a clue who the CEO of the parent company was after a whole month. Whose fault do you think that is? Maybe if you had spent more of your time focusing on your work and familiarizing yourself with the company than sexually harassing my employees, you wouldn't be in this mess. Oh my God. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. The reason you're getting fired is because your problematic behavior became too serious to ignore.
God.
Oh, and you should know I'm considering filing for compensation from you for the assault in the hallway.
Compensation?
Or to be more precise, settlement money that includes compensation. I already filed the police report.
Police report? What the?
If you want me to drop the charges, then I suggest you pay me enough money that I'd be willing to settle this out of court.
Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. What even is this?
This is the result of your actions, Biff. Is that so hard to understand? You'll be receiving a call from my lawyer over the coming days. It would be in your best interest to have a good think about what you've done and cultivate some self-awareness as to what a grade A moron you've been before that happens.
Are you serious? This cannot be happening.
After the events of today's story, I found out another interesting little fact. Apparently, Biff had recently been fired from another company before joining us. As a result, he found it difficult to find anywhere else willing to hire him, which is why he ended up getting into viral trading through personal connections. However, he seems to have made a fatal error in his understanding of what entering a company on personal connections means, because it certainly doesn't give you license to treat others like crap. Actions have consequences, and naturally, Biff's behavior led to him being fired once more. It came to my attention later on that Biff's department manager had been aware of his problematic behavior, but kept quiet about it. Naturally, that was unacceptable, so some harsh words were spoken and the necessary action taken. As for the compensation, my lawyer got in touch with Biff as promised, and realized he had no choice but to pay up or face legal action and jail time. I got every cent of what I asked for in a lump sum. Apparently his mom and dad were kind enough to help him come up with the money. But that certainly didn't mean he was off the hook. I heard his dad called in a favor with an old drinking buddy to get him a job at a fish factory, where he was forced to work grueling 12-hour shifts and kept in line by a manager nicknamed the slave driver in order to come up with the money to pay them back. Not only that, but he was forced to live in a broom cupboard at the factory until his parents had been repaid every last cent they lent their wayward son. I'm not sure why he chose me of all people, but I got a random SOS message from him one day. Naturally, I blocked him as soon as I realized who it was and carried on about my day.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.